In the quiet solitude of a dimly lit room, the air feels dense, almost tangible, pressing against the skin like an unwelcome embrace. It's the kind of cold that creeps in, settling not in the bones, but in the soul. The walls, silent witnesses to the passage of time, bear the echoes of whispered regrets and stifled screams. There's a chair by the window, its fabric worn and familiar, like an old friend who understands without needing to ask. A calendar hangs crooked on the wall, pages curling slightly at the edges, marking days that blend into each other, indistinguishable and unremarked. A birthday passed unnoticed, its significance swallowed by the ceaseless march of routine. Once it might have been a day of celebration, a gathering of warmth and laughter. Now it is merely a reminder of time slipping away, of moments that never quite lived up to their promise. In the reflection of a cracked mirror, there's a face, not old but weary. Eyes that once sparkled with dreams now gaze back, dulled by the weight of unspoken sorrows. A smile is attempted, but it falters, a fragile mask that crumbles under its own pretense. It's an expression worn for others, a shield forged from years of needing to appear okay when every fiber cries out in exhaustion. Each day begins with the same ritual, the careful selection of words and gestures designed to please, to blend, to vanish. It's the art of invisibility, honed to perfection. An understanding nod here, a self-effacing joke there, the tools of a trade learned too young. There's a comfort in the predictability, even as it drains the spirit, leaving behind only the hollow shell of who once was. The world outside moves in its relentless rhythm, a cacophony of sounds and colors that feels overwhelming and distant. There's a longing to connect, to be seen, truly seen, yet the fear of exposure keeps the barriers firmly in place. To share the truth would be to unravel, to risk the shattering of the carefully constructed facade. And so, the days continue, a cycle of quiet endurance and silent battles. The nights stretch long, filled with thoughts that dart like shadows, elusive and persistent. In the stillness, the mind drifts to memories of laughter, of joy that once came easily, now elusive as a whisper in the wind. It's the small moments that linger, a hand reaching out in wordless understanding, a fleeting glance that says, "I see you." Yet these moments are rare, like stars scattered across an endless night sky, too distant to touch but beautiful in their promise. The heart holds its secrets close, wrapped in layers of quiet despair and unspoken hope. There's a yearning for something more, a life not just endured but cherished. And in the depths of this longing, a question hangs, silent and unresolved, waiting for the courage to be asked. In the quiet corridors of our minds, where silence often speaks louder than words, we find ourselves entangled in a web of confusion and solitude. This solitude, though daunting, is not without its revelations. It's in these moments of hushed reflection that a quiet awareness begins to unfold, like a dawn gently breaking over a darkened landscape. Imagine a person standing at the edge of their own despair, feeling as if they've been walking through life with a veil over their eyes. In the depths of heartbreak, a friend is lost, not by distance, but by a chasm of understanding that has grown between them. It's here, in the rawness of that silence, that they glimpse a deeper truth. The realization that their suffering, though profound, is not meaningless. It carries the weight of their journey, a testament to the roads they've traveled and the battles they've fought within themselves. In these moments, despair can become a turning point. The pain, once a relentless shadow, starts to reveal the contours of something more. A path that leads not away from suffering, but through it towards a place where meaning is found in the very act of enduring. Viktor Frankl once spoke of the human ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. This choice, this power, lies dormant until we are faced with the inescapable reality of our own existence. Consider a woman who, after years of feeling trapped in an unfulfilling job, finally embraces the silence that surrounds her. In this silence, she surrenders not to defeat, but to the possibility of change. She begins to see herself not as a prisoner of her circumstances, but as an architect of her own life. Her despair is no longer a barrier, but a bridge to a future she can shape with her own hands. These stories, these glimpses into the heart of our struggles, remind us that we are more than our pain. We are the sum of our experiences, the resilience forged in the crucible of life's challenges. Through heartbreak, silence, and surrender, we find the courage to face the questions that have long lingered in the shadows. If these words are resonating with something deep within you, if they're helping you name something that's been silent inside you, you're not alone. Join us by subscribing. We're walking this path together, exploring the depths of human experience and the light that emerges from our darkest moments. In the quiet of a dimly lit room, the protagonist's eyes fall upon an unopened letter resting on a dusty table. It has been there for weeks, perhaps months, a silent testimony to words unspoken and emotions unexplored. It is a symbol of a conversation not yet had, a decision deferred. This letter, with its crisp edges and unbroken seal, holds a promise of understanding or a revelation long avoided. As fingers hover above it, there is a palpable hesitation, the fear of what truths might be uncovered, what changes might be set in motion. Nearby, an untouched piano stands as a relic of a past enthusiasm, its keys gently gathering dust. Each note, though silent, vibrates with potential, a cacophony of emotions locked within its strings. The piano is more than an instrument. It's a reminder of dreams once vibrant, now dormant. The protagonist often glances at it, wondering if today might be the day to lift the lid, to press a key, to allow music to fill the void. Yet the silence remains, holding a space for what could be, for the melodies of a life not yet lived. In another moment, a decision hangs in the air. A close friend, with whom conversations had grown rare, stands in the doorway, poised to leave. The protagonist, feeling the weight of past misunderstandings and unspoken apologies, almost lets them go. But something shifts. Instead of turning away, the protagonist takes a step forward, a choice to stay, to face the discomfort rather than flee from it. This simple act of staying, of choosing presence over flight, becomes a pivotal moment of connection and vulnerability. These symbols, the letter, the piano, the decision to stay, are not grand gestures but quiet moments that mark the threshold between despair and transformation. They are the sacred pause, the breath held in anticipation of change, the recognition that something must shift, even if the path forward remains uncertain. In this hallway of emotions, there is a stillness, a waiting. It is a space where hope flickers like a candle in the dark, fragile yet persistent. The protagonist stands at the edge of transformation, aware that the journey is their own to make. The unopened letter may one day be read, the piano might sing again, and the friend in the doorway might become the companion on the road ahead. And so, in this moment of stillness, the protagonist breathes deeply, embracing the uncertainty, poised on the brink of what could be. The world holds its breath, suspended in the sacred pause between what has been and what might yet come. There is a fear that softens, a silence that steadies. In this act of life, we begin to see the world not through the lens of what we've been told, but through a deep, resonating truth that we feel in our bones. It's here, in this quiet revelation, that we stop apologizing for our existence. It's here that we breathe through the grief, not to escape it, but to find dignity within it. Imagine a moment when the noise of the world fades, leaving only the sound of your own heartbeat. What if your quietness was strength all along? What if, in the stillness, you found a courage you never knew you had? This is the shift that Viktor Frankl speaks of, an awakening, not born from mere knowledge, but from a profound, lived truth. As you stand in this place of introspection, ask yourself, what if your pain wasn't weakness, but a signal, a beacon guiding you towards a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world? Pain has a way of carving out space within us, a space that can be filled with empathy, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. In the tapestry of our lives, each thread of suffering can weave a pattern of strength. We begin to recognize that our scars are not just reminders of what we've endured, but also of what we've overcome. Each breath we take in the face of adversity is an act of defiance, a testament to our will to live and thrive. Consider the possibility that the very things you once viewed as burdens are, in fact, your most profound teachers. What if embracing them allowed you to connect with others on a level you never imagined? In this shared vulnerability, we find community. In acknowledging our shared struggles, we find solace and strength. Allow yourself to ponder. What if every moment of doubt, every whisper of fear, was simply an invitation to grow, to stretch beyond the confines of what you believed possible and step into a fuller, more authentic version of yourself? As you embrace this transformation, you may find that the path once shrouded in uncertainty now glows with possibility. In this journey, we learn to honor our story, cherishing each chapter for its unique contribution to our growth. We learn to hold space for others as they navigate their own paths, knowing that we are all interconnected in this vast tapestry of human experience. If this touched something quiet inside you, if it resonated with a part of you that often goes unheard, I'd be honored to hear what it stirred. Leave a comment if you feel like sharing. We're all walking through something, and together we can illuminate the path ahead. In the quiet aftermath of revelation, we find ourselves sitting in the dim glow of a solitary lamp, casting shadows that dance gently on the walls. There's a light left on, not for the fear of darkness, but as a beacon for the soul seeking warmth in solitude. The room, once filled with the echoes of unanswered questions, now rests in a silence that no longer hurts. It's a silence that cradles, soothing the raw edges of our hearts. Beside us, a worn photograph lies on the table, corners curled like the pages of an old book. It's a snapshot of a moment frozen in time, reminding us of the stories we carry. Each crease and fold tells a tale of resilience, of love and loss, of the people who have touched our lives and left their imprints on our souls. We hold it gently, knowing that these memories are the threads that weave the fabric of our being. In this sacred stillness, we understand that closure is not a door that shuts, but a window that opens to the vast expanse of our inner landscape. It's an acceptance of the journey, a quiet nod to the scars we wear as badges of honor. We have walked through fire, and now we sit together, not to offer answers, but to share the quiet companionship of those who have known suffering and emerged with newfound wisdom. The air is filled with the soft hum of existence, a gentle reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. We are part of a tapestry, each thread unique yet intertwined with others. Our vulnerabilities become bridges, connecting us to those who walk similar paths, allowing empathy to flow freely between us. As we breathe in this moment, there's a sense of peace that settles within. It's the calm after the storm, the serenity found in simply being. We recognize that the journey is ongoing, and that's okay. We are not defined by our struggles, but by how we rise from them, how we choose to move forward with courage and grace. Let us sit here a while longer, savoring the stillness. Let us honor the journey, yours and mine, as we continue to navigate the complexities of life. There is beauty in the uncertainty, a quiet strength in the unknown. Together, we create a sanctuary where fears are met with understanding and hope is rekindled with each shared breath. If this reached something quiet inside you, if it resonated with a part of your journey, you can like the video so someone else might feel less alone, too. Let's keep the light on for each other, illuminating the path ahead with kindness and compassion. In the sacred space of our solitude, we sometimes encounter echoes of our own unspoken truths. We are not merely shaped by our experiences, but by the meaning we ascribe to them. Viktor Frankl taught us that in the depths of suffering, a light can be found, a light that guides us to a purpose beyond the pain, a light that whispers of possibilities and opens doors to profound connections. As we walk through the landscapes of our inner world, we meet the parts of ourselves we often hide, those tender places where vulnerability resides. It is here, in these quiet corners, that we find the courage to stand beside another soul, not as a teacher, but as a fellow traveler. In witnessing our own journey, we learn to hold space for others, to listen without needing to solve, to be present without needing to speak. This act of witnessing becomes a sacred exchange, a silent acknowledgement of our shared humanity. We find that the true strength lies not in avoiding the darkness, but in embracing it as part of our story. With each step, we weave a tapestry of resilience where pain and joy coexist, where scars become symbols of survival, and where silence becomes a sanctuary. If this reached something quiet inside you, you can like the video, so someone else might feel less alone too. In this silence, we discover that our stories, though unique, are threads in a larger narrative of hope and healing. We understand that every ending is but a new beginning, an invitation to continue exploring the depths of our existence. Maybe the silence was never empty after all. Thank you for watching. Be part of our community by subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.